Hello, Las Vegas actors. Paul Campanella here. I wanted to take a few minutes today and go through a little bit of a tutorial for this video conferencing application called Zoom. Like many, I have migrated my classes to online, and there's some interesting things that I think actors should be aware of regarding Zoom, how to set it up, how to have your home space set up so that you can really maximize what you need to do for an acting class. So that's what I'm going to focus on here. It's only going to be a few minutes, so hang on for the ride and we'll get going right here. Step number one, framing. Framing should be from the mid-chest up, right to the top of your head with a little space above your head, okay? Just like a medium shot on television would be. We need to see you clearly, okay? And we need to see you in this frame so that we can properly evaluate your performance, especially when you're called on to do a scene. Part of the framing issue also has to do with where the webcam is placed. So right now I have a system where I have a webcam on top of my monitor. And right now it's probably in line, the lens is in line with the tip of my nose. So that when I look at me in the picture, it looks like I'm looking at you. What we don't want is to have that camera way below us, like we see so many times where we're looking at this view of somebody and we're looking up their nose. We definitely don't want that, right? So keep that in mind. One of the interesting things I did with the framing here is in your Zoom window, at the very top of the window, is the word Zoom. Now, what I did was I moved the window with my cursor, my mouse. I moved it up to the top of the monitor and I lined the word Zoom up with the lens on my camera, and then I centered myself accordingly. Okay, so we want to be center frame, mid-shot, mid-chest up to the top of the head for our framing. Okay, number two, lighting. We definitely want front lighting. If it's a daytime thing, we don't want you sitting with your back to a window and no light in front of you because all we'll see is a silhouette. So right now I have a nice little sort of three-point lighting set up where I have a soft light up here in front of me. I have the little microwave kitchenette light on the back and another light off the side over here as well. Doesn't matter if you don't have that type of a setup or can't do that, that's fine. Just make sure that whatever light you're using is in front of you so that we can see your face and we can see your eyes when you're ready to do a scene, okay? So one of the other things we found out in class sort of by accident last night was that if you're on a mobile device like a phone or a tablet, you may not have some of the buttons on the Zoom window that you have if you were logged in on a laptop or a desktop. And one of those, I believe, is the record button. Now, the record button is really important because let's say you're in a class and it's time for you to do your scene. You can press the record button and record your scene and record your coach's comments, redirects, critique, whatever, and then save that for future reference and work on those things that you need to work on to strengthen your performance for the next class. So that's important. Another couple important buttons on the Zoom window itself is on the bottom left, you will see a button that says stop camera, or stop video, excuse me. So I'm going to do that right now. Now on my screen, I see my name. What you see is a blank avatar. So if we're in a group setting and you do this, all we're going to see is your name. Now, this is important because if you have to walk away, then this is what we want you to do. We want you to hit the stop button so that you walk away from the class. Let's say the dog is scratching to get outside or you need to go to the restroom, whatever it might be. You hit that stop video button. Right next to that stop video button is the mute button. We also want you to mute the sound so we don't hear anything that's going on in the household while you're not in front of the screen. When you come back, click on unmute and click on start camera and you're right back in session with us, okay? So those are just a few tips using Zoom. There's tutorials on YouTube, obviously, but this is the format. We're seeing a lot of casting directors doing online workshops using Zoom. You can use it for, obviously, a meeting with a manager or an agent, maybe a potential new agent or manager representation that you're trying to do. Sometimes it can be used as a live audition tool, so it's important that you set up your space accordingly so that we can see and hear you very clearly and get a good feel for what you're doing in your performance. Lastly, just a reminder from the post I put up last week, if you are in a situation right now where you have no income and you need a video audition, please contact me. Private message me through Facebook. Or if you have my contact information, then call or text or email accordingly. And I'll definitely see what I can do to help out, okay? If you're interested in the classes that we're doing, next week I'll be finishing up makeup classes for the people that were in the March session. And we're doing makeup classes online because obviously we got shut down in the middle of the month last month. So May, we'll start a brand new class. If you're interested, please message me and I'll get you the details. And there are some perks to joining the class, and I'll get into that if you express an interest. And lastly, some good news. The state of Georgia is beginning the process of opening up, and there's a lot of production going on there. So if you happen to be an actor who has a Southeast agent, you might start getting some calls for auditions. Some of my clients have those agents, and we definitely want to hopefully see that start to roll in and open up. And then maybe there'll be a chain reaction and we can get going again. All right, everybody, that's pretty much it. A little Zoom tutorial for you. This is the current way of things being done, so embrace the technology, get on board with it. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message, let me know. And everybody take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you soon.